is divided.
It would still make you a hustler, though. Well,
Yes.
we're missing LD here, but I hear some sounds.
I hear some sounds too.
Some game sounds.
All right, let's go. We in. Do you like Mugi or Unai more?
Mugi's way better. Unine's a little awkward to say, and it's not. The origin story of it is terrible.
What is the origin?
If you knew the lore of Unine, it's just it's just a Chinese website. I don't know what the website's about, but it's just some website that he just ripped the name off of.
You know, sometimes he didn't have a good name, so.
I know they need a Valve's lore writer to draw up a good backstory for Mugi or Unine.
They should just
then
be.
I would like it.
They should just be like Ehom Keen, just like have Chinese characters as their names. So every time I cast them, it's like, how do you say this again? Ning Chen or something like that, or. Yeah, let's just throw the rest of the world off.
We need some pinyin. They would change it to pinyin, or
Yeah, Pingying's fine.
can you explain to people what pinyin is for people that don't know?
Pinyin is essentially like if you want to pronounce a word in English, you spell it out, and that's like the phonic way to
Phonetic.
you know what I mean. The way to represent Chinese words. So for example, Shansheng is a pinyin for his like actual Chinese name.
Which is
Shansheng.
well played.
You're welcome.
Demonstrate by example, sir. That's the way to teach. Kaka, show us how to play Sand King. That is his best hero. I think his Phoenix is also really good, but those two I think are the best. They also just give him Sand King like every single game, and people probably think about banning it out a lot, but looks like he will be off to the races as KP smacks him down.
Swarm is level 1. Okay, they're looking to get a kill. Rune's gonna get taken. That bug is on that Kaka for a long time. Burrow Strike away, gets healed back up. I think if they heal the Faith, they get the kill on Boboka to guarantee the first blood. That was a...
But Kaka would have died.
I think they would got the first blood first, right?
But Kaka would have died.
Worth, I think.
Safety first.
Safety first. I don't know.
So who got the rune? Newbie. Newbie, 3 out of 4 runes.
Okay.
And Faith giving them business. The business in the mid lane. And that is a super late second set of regen coming out for OP. What happened to his chicken?
Did he get his rune?
He did get the rune.
Okay.
He has a lot of gold, 283. Like, it's not that big a deal, but I think it just opens up the room for chicken sniping.
I think it might have been one of those things that he didn't buy the thing until he started blocking, and once you start blocking, you...
There's that like 7-second window that you're going.
He's watching that fight, man. Doesn't that ever happen to you? The fight happens across the map and you're like watching for
That only happens when I'm streaming though. If I'm actually in a game, like that fight affects you in like no way whatsoever.
You just yell out commands to give words of encouragement to your allies.
Or you could win the lane.
Get him. Get that swarm. Yeah. You know? Just go in.
Swarm level 1 I think is better Shukuchi for things like that.
For that engagement, yeah.
It does a lot of damage, surprising amount.
Alright, Torrent flying out in the mid lane here. There is no Dragon Tail, so just harass coming out from Boboka.
Trying to give him the business. But
that is also giving him the business, the taunt.
That's Kunkka's side hustle dancing.
Alright, that's true. What is Enigma's side hustle when he's not creating the universe?
Who knows?
Making some friends? Eidolons?
Cultivating Eidolons.
Yeah.
It's like a brewery. He's a brewer. I could see Enigma crafting some craft beer. Sounds like a good side hustle.
It pays well, I think.
Well, only if it tastes good. Or if he has good advertising. I can't imagine Enigma's a good advertiser, so it'd have to taste good.
Alright, we're getting a little too deep here. Alright, Boboka fake out the Torrent.
The business.
And then side hustles away.
Something I have to say about some of these taunts is that it's very hard to tell where the hero is facing, which is slightly pay to win-ish, if I had to say something was pay to win in this game. Like the Life Stealer taunt, the Spirit Breaker taunt,
anyone
and a
that
little bit of Kunkka's taunt.
Just spins, right? Like the Undying taunt, where you're literally spinning all the time.
Yep. Those make it way harder to tell. But at the same time, you can't really dance if you don't spin, so...
I mean, how important is that the spin thing?
It's seeing what direction the hero is facing. I think that's pretty important.
All right, well, the direction that DK is facing is towards the base, but he's still dead.
That's because actually I have no reasoning for this. Oh, Boboka, can you do the free jumps?
Oh! Did the juke? Sort of, but it worked.
That's the side hustle. Oh my, wow.
And he dances.
That one tango.
I mean, I think he just ate the wrong tree. He wanted to cut out of that one.
I don't think he ate the wrong tree. That was the play. What else is he supposed to eat?
No, there's one tree that you could eat just like...
No,
you
need two. You need two.
No, you're eating the wrong tree, dude.
What? You need two.
Bamboo. Do you need two? Yeah, you probably need two.
Okay.
Right,
do you play mid?
I do not. I play mid.
Then how do you know that there's one? On that far left, it's two.
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
I've tried a lot of different options, but I'm pretty sure that the minimum trees required least common denominator.
All right, we'll go into a lobby and for signs.
If any can tweet at Lumi a one tree on the left
I will tweet
side.
the picture if it's one tree.
Okay.
All right.
Yes. Bet included.
This is
with the DD.
okay.
Stolen.
The one thing that I really like watching Bernie's Weaver, which has threat to like other Chinese Weavers, that he sometimes he like sacrifices his own farm just to make sure he's not out there, and then goes back to get more farm. Top lane, XSS, getting getting brewed on, I guess.
Mugi's hit that glove. He midnight pulsed the creeps, except Mugi went to the south side of the creeps. So in order to try and drag Mugi into the midnight pulse, he went around to the right side, to the north, which allowed Faith to shackle him. So well played by...
Ooh, not done yet. Hakatsu got the DD. Comes around, Burrow Strike, give him that hit.
Oh no.
Got the shackle again.
That's the
feels
worst type
bad.
of death.
That is the most value metamorphosis I've seen. As value as the ice cream that we had. What was it called? Value time?
Something like that.
Value time cookie and cream ice cream.
That was very value. And the DD was pretty value too.
Yeah.
You would think that would have been communicated. It's like, oh, watch out.
Middle lanes.
He has DD.
Kaka does not get the Burrow Strike off.
Also, XSS does not know that there's fantastic vision for the side of newbie on that top lane. 2 great observer wards that will scan out any sort of jungling or creeping that Enigma will do. But it wasn't the ultimate value. They did not get that conversion rate.
On the tower?
Nope.
I think teams should know that they're Boboka goes for the D ward. It's very common to do those kind of wraparound play because Enigma is literally sitting like next to his tower constantly with the Eidolon denies and stuff.
If he has 6 Eidolons, it's a little threatening, but if he doesn't, then it's not scary at all.
Alright, Burrow Strike here on OP. Does have the infused range option. And then also the magic one. Hard kill.
But how much damage is he going to get on the tower? How many hits does it take to bring down a T1?
A lot. And he's not even hitting the tower right now, so.
But he will get value out of this dragon form.
That movement speed. That's Dragonite side hustle, being a dragon. Sometimes.
Isn't that his main hustle? Is that his name?
He can't be a main hustle because you're only doing it sometimes, right?
But what about being a human?
That's his main hustle. He's constantly a human.
Okay, he's getting that value hit.
There you go.
That corrosive breath. That is value. 1 hit for 100 damage. Extra damage, mind you. Get 1 more hit. Get the value. No. OP.
Gotta stay safe sometimes.
Yep. That would enable his side hustle living. So we haven't spoken too much about KP. KP's been mad quiet after the first blood attempt.
He's not CSing too well. In fact, Weaver has, like I mentioned, zoned him out pretty hard. I think forced him to walk back to base at least once. Bernie's getting a ton of denies.
Yep. Also, Omni Knight, I'm not sure how much he can actually do to this game. Repelled Ember is not super scary. Uh-oh, Boboka.
Torn does hit, but Burrow Strike will connect. Heal's gonna come through. I don't think it'll be enough. Last is available, but where's the damage? It comes from Burning. Nice TP back in, and there's gonna be a double kill. I think he wanted to time lapse back to the bottom lane. He didn't get that off. That was unfortunate.
How unfortunate. Boboka's like, oh,
Light of heaven
for me.
On the case again. That is his side hustle, pinging shrines while casting Dota.
You would think that he'd be muted by you by now.
I think it's more fun to point it out every time that he does do it.
He does it only once a game though, right?
Yeah, that's true. That is his real life taunt to me. Point flying out. Boboka looks like he will go down once again.
Oh!
I think he's still dead. All right.
Still, that's the best he could have done in that situation.
Make him take a couple of tower shots.
Yep.
So you were making a point about the Omni Knight. I think he's more picked for just the mid game, just repelling the Terrorblade.
Does Terrorblade need to be repelled? I don't think he does. He just
Against this team?
I'm just thinking like what other offlane would have offered more, and why they picked the Omni Knight over other offlaners.
They picked it. Was it before or after the Weaver?
Third.
I think the Weaver came after it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Weaver pick to me countered it pretty hard. Like one of the really nice thing about Omni pick is sometimes you get that matchup where you bully the safe lane as an offlaner, but this game is not the case.
He also didn't get a poor man shield, which makes it much tougher to deal with him. Well, another metamorphosis, another tower being beat on.
Is it beat on or beat on?
Being beaten on?
Beaten on?
Are they actually gonna get this tower?
Yo,
though?
but top though, you see this?
Yeah.
Enigma's like pushing faster with the Eidolon.
This is without a Blightstone on either Weaver or the Enigma. So.
Yeah. Not having it on the Weaver surprises me. You know what the problem is? Faith is not level 6. Had they just dropped the Serpent Wards, they probably take the mid tower and then defend the top. Look at top, man. It's down to like 10% health. Good stuff here by IG. They did lose the quote-unquote more important tower mid, but you know.
I think it's more important. I'd rather have the mid T1 up than the top T2.
Yeah.
Because of the Shrine. I think Shrine is a good replacement to those Shower Swords. It's the side hustle of being a T2. That's side hustle.
Alright, now I'm stretching the side hustle.
But what else can a Shrine do?
Get pinged by Loud Heaven. That is its side hustle.
Oh, man.
Alright, Faith level 6. Let's go.
He can swing get top tower easily. Top tower about half HP.
I'm very impressed with the way that Mugi has used his setup. Conversion rate is quite high. Almost.
I agree. I wonder if anyone's thinking about something like Blightstone with all the physical damage coming out from Shaman, Terrorblade is just wasted not any money's armor. Also, Medallion on Shadow Shaman when you're doing Roche is incredibly important.
Yep.
We have seen a lot of the Chinese Shadow Shamans like Arcane into Straight Scepter as the DDC build. Faith, probably not rich enough.
It depends on how many of these tower last hits he does get.
But even so, he's still not going to be able to farm that much just because like his team just does not care about Faith's form ever.
Feels bad, man.
But maybe it's time for things to change. Maybe he can get a Midas this game. Maybe he just goes from Medallion and call it a day.
I mean, let's be real. Like you want Kaka to get Blink, right? That's more important than
definitely. But what about after that? Because Kaka can still farm out lanes. He can farm out in like very dangerous positions, whereas Faith, not really. If you get jumped, you're just dead.
I mean, even after the Blink on Kaka, I still like him to have a Force Staff. It's gonna be pretty much up to him to cancel that like Black Hole, you know, pre-BKB.
Yep.
So
you're correct.
I like him having a lot of mobility.
Let's see Faith if he can get this tower. Maybe he doesn't have to use the wards, but XSS making it much more difficult with the Eidolon creep pool. He's getting a little bit greedy here trying to do it. But when you see all of IG down on the bottom lane, is it worth it?
Alright, we got Ember teleporting back, trying to slow down this push. Top tower. Last hit, we're looking at it. Oh, XSS coming back in. Oh, it's going to get denied. Should have just dropped the ward. Faith is going to TP out. He's going to get a cancel. He is dead. And now Kaka, ooh. Alright, that is some juke.
I think it was extremely greedy for him to just not drop wards. Like, you could have just been in and out. You would have gotten a tower at the very least. But now he dies, and what is he going to use wards for now? He'd probably be at like 1,000 gold if he had dropped wards. Yeah, you would have fed some away, but you also help out your team a lot more that way. Boboka.
All right, can we get the chain? No mana for the chain. Doesn't need it. They're gonna just run him down. Converting even before the nice dodge on the Dragon Tail. Converting before the Blink Dagger pickup. Kaka being at the right place at the right time.
Let the farm begin. Midas Enigma.
There has been a lot of pushing overall going on. This is not a by any means.
Peasant says that they're not fighting.
Burning. I think. Wait, perhaps. Oh, that was close.
That was pretty slow. Got coming out towards. Oh, in lane, up OP. Q has not had an opportunity to use that good old rock yet.
I'll take your tribute.
What do you think build this game? He actually has a fail after that.
I like Serpent Wards upgrade.
You like the axe?
Yeah.
Oh, bounty.
I guess Medallion's nice for taking the Roche, and nobody really will have the time to build it, apart from him. So there's that too. Glimmer Cape also is very nice against like Kunkka Initiation.
What if he wants a blink so he can follow up on Weaver? Because Weaver is going for Diffusal first. They saw the Robe of the Magi a long time ago on him, so they can.
I think you have Ember and Sand. That should be enough for the
fair enough.
Shadow Sham to walk in. And the downside Blink is just like so squishy, but he goes Urn. All right.
Oh, they have the Observer War on the top lane. They catch sight of Enigma. This could be a fight for them to take, but no one is in position.
Yeah, tower was too low. The DK side hustle earlier was able to take it low. Oh my god, the burst looking pretty good. There's a rock, but the war trap by Faith. Don't need Blink Dagger for that, man. The raw skill. Heard you mouthing about him.
Yep.
It's like, I'm a TI champ, dude.
He is a TI champion.
I could war trap sometimes.
That was pretty slick.
Yeah.
And he got those value 2 Urn charges after picking it up.
Not even going base, man. Just the base shrine. All right. Missed the kill.
Diffusal first. Very good versus Ember Spirit.
Guardian Angel, I guess, is the bigger thing.
Good versus Guardian Angel. I would say is probably just to make Ember's effectiveness very limited. If Ember can't run in, they're going to have damage issues.
Yeah. I think Burning Shop this game is not really fighting from the front because I feel like he is going to get outgunned by the Terrorblade. So a lot of time he is going to just have to like swoop in from the back and, you know, cut down the Shaman. You know, make Omni Knight's positioning a little bit harder, stuff like that. And I think Diffusal really helps with that kind of playstyle.
Especially if you have Rock to back you up. He might be worried about like getting Hex in the Shackle, but if you have Rock to back you up, you can almost always pound time lapse and cause even more issues. There is a Smoke. Mugi opts to just right-click the Ancients instead. OP. Straight Treads, bro! Oh.
You think Strength Treads would have made a difference? You would have tanked all of that again?
Yo, every little bit counts.
All right.
It would have bought maybe half a second more, which sometimes is all the difference in between like that and a Roche kill, you know? You gotta go for optimum plays, man.
Okay. Well, he did go for the optimum play, switching it to into Casa Fire Brief, but didn't have the second optimal play. It's like LD using the wrong finger to point, you know? Just gotta go with the longer middle finger.
He did die faster, so he can get back to farming faster.
Multiple layers.
Multiple layers.
We were not deep enough.
Team efficiency wise, though.
It looks like he wasn't punished for dying on Intreads, as there is no Roche attempt yet for newbie.
They'd have to blow meta to do it, but fighting a black hole and rock around the pit, especially upheaval. They don't know that Warlock doesn't have any skill points in upheaval, but that spell is baller around the Roche pit. Dang, Q with D ward. Sick.
Q knows. I think
oh, there is a medallion. It's on Omni Knight.
Okay, not something you see too often.
I
Once
like
in a while.
this game.
Yeah.
He needs armor. He doesn't need Greaves. There's not that many debuffs to dispel. Mainly just, what, Malefice? Pretty underwhelming, so...
I feel like if you're in a game where you don't need Greaves, getting that Midas could be like pretty big, like extending into the mid and late game, but
I think it's also important to get Roche, though. I think if you go for Midas and your team doesn't get Roche because of it, you just, like, your team hates you.
I mean, I just think you tell Faves, like, you know, buy a Blightstone with wards and Metamorphosis. That should be enough, right?
Ideally. But every little bit counts, dude. Just like switching to them string shreds.
Okay.
They are smoking again. Faith, SECC, and Kaka going in. For whom?
I don't like that they're showing Omni Knight with the medallion top, because now IG knows Roche is not happening.
Oh, they do
But,
have that ward
yeah.
and...
Gets the kill on.
Oh!
Dude.
That went...
X-Torrent Bloat flying out here against the Sand King. They're going to try to take him down, but detection a little bit late. Kaka will get healed up. Repel is going to be there as well. Meanwhile, double Remnant on the back line extends the kill streak to a double kill. Burrow Strike coming up. They might get a triple here against OP. The Rock is going to be there, but more so a defensive one as Dragon Knight is going to get Shackle after the Rock. Triple kill for SC. We knew he has some intense gazes with his eyes, but now he's looking at IG, be like, bruh, where you at?
Well, they decided to fight when Black Hole was down. I guess they were already there, so like they like might as well.
Yeah.
But
And that team fight is exactly what I mean about like Warlock just being late, you know?
that's true.
Because I think if you wanted to really get off a good ult, he could have TP'd the Shrine. You know, it might have been like...
He had to anticipate it though. I think the only way they win that fight is they actually stop Enigma from dying. He gets a Black Hole off and then they turn it around.
Right.
But no one was there to save him. They're having a lot of trouble anticipating the games because of the threat of the Roche. I think this is why Shadow Shaman can be first picked a lot of times. It's like anytime they could be Roshing. It doesn't matter if they have a medallion or not. They could still be Roshing. I don't think that the option is available to IG, for example. With a position 5 Warlock, who cares if they're Roshing? Like, they would be taking it so slowly, and you would get a heads up if they're like building medallion or anything of the sort. But Newbie get a huge lead off of that.
Yeah. The best thing that IG could do in terms of the Roshan strategy is to just like push out waves and just prevent Roche from happening with like Blink Black Hole or something. They can't actively take it very quickly, at least not at this point.
Yeah, the only scout that they have for it is the Eidolons from Enigma, but he has not really been spreading out his Eidolons, instead focusing more on his farm.
Yep.
Once he gets BKB Blink, there is no stopping that Black Hole.
Gotta get him before he comes in. Or spread out.
Actually, Terrorblade can kill him. Terrorblade, if he's
Just
outside
right-click
of it,
him?
yeah, just
Yeah.
right-click him down.
Okay. Terrorblade does have that Dragonlance, so he does have the tiny bit of extra range.
Wow, he's very farmed. He has a Manta already, too.
That conversion rate, man.
Mm-hmm.
1 meta, 1 tower.
And now Ember is a lot less scared now that he has Aegis, pretty much free cruise control to Linken's. You ever use cruise control?
Cruise control.
It's that setting on your car where
Yeah.
it automatically...
It seems very
This is-
dangerous to me. I don't know. I don't like it.
I don't like it either.
I just, you know, want to be in control of my car, you know?
So are you against self-driving cars?
No. Well, actually, if everybody is on self-driving cars where computers, you know, all optimize and shit, yes. I'm fine with that.
Okay.
But then if you have some plebs not on it, then, you know, who knows what's going to happen.
Some blows, but you might not be in control, dude.
Yeah, but I'm giving control to something that's like driving better than me, right? Cruise control, you're just keeping a constant mile per hour. I don't know if that's better than me. It might be. It might be, but I don't feel like it is.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Conversion rate. They don't even need meta
Yeah,
for
they didn't
this.
even matter for that. That was just, you know. Top lane. Burning. Oh, time lapse. And a purge, forcing out the zoom away. So what do you think about DK, particularly in this tournament? Because I feels like every time I see DK, he just loses the lane. I've seen it twice versus Quap, got dumpster both time. This time, I guess it's more like Kaka just doing a good job roaming onto him, but I feel like DK is also pretty lackluster.
He's not bad. I just think you need a lineup where you're going to group up and push. I think if you want to group up and push, you need a mech on the Enigma early. But they're playing it a little bit differently. They're playing it more for the late game into the unstoppable Blink BKB Refresher Auxiliary Enigma. However, I don't know if they're going to get there. And it might cost them the game going for the decision to not group and push. So yeah. I think if they wanted to play more casually laid back on their side of the map, they can either go for a more aggressive mid laner that can create space so the Enigma can farm, or go the other way, go more passive so that your team's on the same page where you're okay with sitting on your side of the map and farming, because that's what you're supposed to be doing the whole time. But DK is supposed to be pushing towers, which is kind of counterintuitive to the Enigma Midas first build. I
mean, DK, he can play like a tempo variant, right, by picking up like the Blink Dagger or the Shadow Blade and look for fights. But
I mean, you see the way like VP plays Dragon Knight is completely different than this. They focus on his game a lot more and make sure that mid tower goes down in 10 minutes if no one's there, or even earlier than that. Yeah. And maybe like 12 to 14 if someone is there. They smoke gank that area a lot of the time. But this game, like, Enigma has been pretty defensive, reactionary, not making very aggressive maneuvers, and people are just dying without much recourse.
All right, Warlock gets picked off here. Not the longest respawn time, so he should be back for this base siege.
But it's another tower down. This is without meta and without wards, and with both of them up at least soon.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good base defense. Let's see if they could have to muster it. Their abilities are not very well leveled. Bulbaca's only 10. Here comes the Dragon Form, but he's pretty much out of mana at this point. SC just creating space right now for Mugi. 5 seconds till the...
There's Blink BKB Black Hole up.
Yep.
Can
he's looking for
get it. That would have been
for it. The bolt's gonna fly out here. Drum's gonna get popped. They're gonna X him up as well. SC getting control right now. They drop the sentry repel. Guardian Angel gets dropped out here on the back line. That's a black hole. That's on 2. You can see Mugi trying to right click him down, but XSS has done his job. Here comes the Epicenter, but not doing that much damage. Burning on the back line, taking a ton. He will time-lapse back to about 40% HP. Looks like they have defended. I think critically, they have forced the Faith Ward dropped outside of the base. So no kind of residual damage onto the tier 3. A pretty good base defense. All they've lost is the first usage of the BKB Black Hole. Wait, it's not over just yet here. Multiple ports are coming back in. Faith looking to port out, but he is X'd. And he is dead.
I personally think that was a big wasted opportunity. You said that went like okay for IG. You know when Paboka threw out the boat, that's where they expected a black hole. There was a 4-man black hole situation waiting for him right there. And he could have had it. And the thing is, if you only hit 3, you're not going to get canceled. You have BKB and you have boat on you. You would have boat on you, so even if Terrorblade chucking into you, you still wouldn't die there. But I think that could have been like a 4-man wipe.
Ben is not impressed.
I also think that they were waiting for the Aegis to... I think there was some hesitation because he wasn't exactly sure of the Aegis timer, so maybe he was glancing upwards at the game time and wanted to make sure that the 5 minutes had elapsed, and then he just missed that brief window where it was a 4-man black hole.
I mean, I guess another way to look at it is you rather just get a 3-man black hole than, a 0-1, right? I think in the situation that he was in, just making sure he connects onto 2 is probably more important.
I'm thinking his hole was good after the opportunity, but generally you're not given those opportunities as Enigma. Generally, the teams are spread out so well that you'll see a brief instant for a 3-man, but usually it's just a 2-man. This situation was a brief instant for a 4-man, which is just so hard to pass up.
What did you think about Faith's decision to not drop the Serpent Ward on the high ground? Because I think Terrorblade did siege it for a good 10 seconds, right?
I didn't particularly like the way they sieged it. I think they should have just all went up the hill. I think Ember should have just run at them to waste the Aegis, and then I think that they dropped the wards and just sieged their tower.
Burrow Strike. Eul Scepter is going to be there. Burrow Strike to follow things up. They have the immediate Hex, and now he is just dead. XSS does not have the Black Hole just yet. Bolt is also committed. So that means they won't have a lot of these big AoE tower defense. Rock's back up in a couple of seconds, but...
Wards are up.
All right, this is the best time to drop that ward.
No, they don't have a creep wave. They need this mid wave to be pushed in, and Ember is already doing it, and then they can siege this left side. Everyone else should be on that left side of the map. He does not have a remnant back, so he'd have to walk back, but still, it is right outside that wave. Maybe,
Black hole. Black hole's up.
This is it.
Yeah, Ward's going to be
all
there.
You.
Burrow Strike, there's a Hex here, and now well, there's an illusion on XSS, so there's no blinking forward. Tier 3 is already gone. Mugi just zoning people away, allowing the wards to actually chip away at the melee racks. XSS still looking for a good one. Great Midnight Pole is just zoning away Mugi, and now they can perhaps focus down the wards. Still, the wards are just being ignored right now. SE going on XSS, preventing the Blink Black Hole from coming out. XSS, again, trying to walk in, but SC just kind of like hounding him. He could never get off that blink.
Great melee Rex. Siege. I think that's what they should have done the first time, and have Ember even way more up there than before. Worst that happens is your Ember dies with Aegis, and you pretty much get free 5 seconds on the racks while they wait for him to respawn.
Right.
But this Siege was much better for them. Also, XSS did not use a smoke. I think you had to solo smoke the Enigma over there, or else you're just going to get hit by random stuff.
Yep.
Like Slight. He got hit by Reflection that time, too. But another big problem is they have no one to go in. Dragon Knight tried to, but DK does not care about just a DK. Or, yeah, TV does not care about just a DK. TV has Scotty? What?
I mean, that conversion rate has allowed him to get a lot of tower hits. He's only 3-0-3, but a lot of CS.
His building damage is where it's at. Here we go, 5-man smoke.
Has a black hole, well, they have everything, so they need to actually convert into a big kill and get a tower or two off of this. Burning on the run. They do have Blink Dragonite, so SE. Oh, but the jump away, he has a link in as well. In fact, it's going to be a 2-man chain. Burrow Strike on just one. They just want to retreat. In fact, they don't really want to fight. Repel is going to be there, so no Torn follow-up, but XSS in a perfect location. Bing, BKB, Black Hole only finding one on backline. Kaka just goes right in. There is going to be the rock, but where's the damage output from IG? It's a big cluster F here. Yule Scepter onto the Sand King on the backline. Dragonite and Kunkka, they are leaving, and now it's going to be Mugi just right-clicking away. Nobody dies. Rather, there was a 1 death here on Newbie, but he buys back, and the chase goes the other way. You use all of your big AoE ultimate. Newbie doesn't lose anybody. Rather, just the buyback, and now they're going to just run the other direction. It could be a second lane of Rax.
Yeah, I think this 2-minute cooldown on Black Hole is going to be the death of them. This Metamorphosis is only halfway cooldown, so still a good 20 seconds left with the Shadow Shaman wards. I don't really see how they can defend this.
Yo, I like that Dominance ward. Just hug that building, man.
Yep.
Yeah, and now SC doing the exact thing that you mentioned. Just like get in there, be aggressive. It doesn't matter if he dies because on the back line his team is taking the objective. Kaka also playing aggressive right now. Mookie in the front line. So far, I haven't really need to Sunder because he was just not even like scared of dying, not even close to dying. They get the melee. The wards are, maybe Mookie might be in a little bit of trouble. He gets zoomed back in. Gonna try to focus him down. There's that Sunder, back to full HP. Guardian Angel is back here, but they do have the Diffusal Blaze. So Burning, purging him up, trying to take him down. Burrow Strike on the back line, doing a lot of work. OP, popping that BKB, needs that Shrine to juice him back up. He's okay for now. Mugi in there for now as well. He has Force Staff, so he can actually retreat whenever he wants, but he's so tanky, he's doing so much. Burrow Strike onto C on the back line. Burning time lapses back to about half HP. Nice Torrent hitting 2. I think it's time for Newbie to retreat. In fact, they do force that back out. There's an X. They do get one. That is the Sand King, and maybe they need to get a couple more. Faith walks away, and Mugi's now back in again. Casts a Reflection. They think they could win the team fight.
This is only with the help of 2 shrines, though.
Yeah. OP walks forward. There is a little bit of late repel going forward. SC finds Burning. Burning's going to be dead here. He's dead for 50, and now they're going to be in a lot of trouble. Newbie moves forward, sees Q. Going to get right-click down as well.
GG.
That Hanamitis did not pay off, and early GG call for IG.
That's probably the toughest part of that game, is playing Enigma and deciding how you're going to salvage your team, because you're pretty much the only one that can make plays. Like Weaver and DK, they can only do so much. They need a lot more items, and Enigma is the one that has the flexibility to